Unity Party have no face. They have no argument. They have no justification. No reason to even tell the people that they want to come back. If I'm part of Unity Party, but now I have resigned. Because the mess that we are facing, President White is going through the difficult time, it's Unity Party who created all those mess.
The CPP is not as stable as it should be because of the LP. And the LP is deepening her own internal problem each and every day because of the greed that is about. You got greedy people on the left, greedy people on the right. When they come together, they stab each other. And what mostly happening is that they are spoiling the party's name.
We're not even limiting ourselves to that 30% because we deserve more. But how can we fight when we are not there? Because power comes with authority. If I want to speak of inclusion, Priscilla is not in the house. I'm not in the house. How do we say our plans will be executed by those people? So
the masses must be careful in October. I'm seeing all kinds of alligators, cobra, leopard, and lion hiding on a party again. Some of them can take Joe Weah picture, they put it here on it. Some of them put Joseph Burger picture, they put it. Some of them put Kumi's picture, they put it here. Yeah, you can do it at your own campaign thing. But the only reason why I will vote for you cannot be because the Kumi's man, or you Weah man, or you Joseph Burger man. No! You must show the intellectual competence, that character, and ability to debate the issues. Take, for example, District number 8. District number 8, Monserrat County, is the heart of Liberia. This is where you have the executive mansion, the Capitol building, and the Supreme Court. You have the University of Liberia, AMU, and all the other institutions right here. Either they have the university here or they have offices there. This is the intellectual hub of the Republic of Liberia. Bobo cannot represent District number 8.
At the first round, we call for absolute majority of the vote, meaning you must have 50% plus 1. Then you win the first round, meaning there's no second round. If no candidate obtained absolute majority, 50% plus 1 in the first round, a second ballot shall be conducted on the second Tuesday following the announcement of the results of the first ballot.
I don't promise and not fulfill my promise. Like I said, in ECOWAS, in the United Nations, I will not go third term because I believe in democracy. You will decide to carry someone from our party. Of course, I believe in women participation, and you have a vice president that has been working with us. And I pray that after our second term, in our third term, the vice president will promote the vice president so we can bring the woman back.
I share a slightly different view. Why it is true women should be given, the opportunity or whatever. I don't even think we should be given the opportunity. We should fight for it. I do not want to put any percentage to how many women goes in the house. What happened to 100%? What happened to an all-female legislature? We should not limit ourselves. Fight for a place. Once a female is qualified, make sure she goes on to represent our people. I don't want to put any number to it. Look, women are noted for getting things done.
We're not even limiting ourselves to that 30% because we deserve more. But how can we fight when we are not there? Because power comes with authority. If I want to speak of inclusion, Priscilla is not in the house. I'm not in the house. How do we say our plans will be executed by those people? So it's about collectivism, because you have 73 legislators. And if you have 5% that are pushing this, and you have the remaining people saying they aren't supporting it, what do you do?
The Unity Party reiterates its dedication to a peaceful and democratic electoral process and calls upon all political parties and stakeholders to uphold this principle. The people of Liberia deserve a safe and secure environment to exercise their democratic rights, to follow our international pacts and electoral observer. We take keen note. Together, we should continue to think Liberia, love Liberia, live Liberia.
I don't know what would on December 6, 2020, on September 17, this month 17, we want to check this country because we will launch the rescue mission in Monterey County. We want to check this country and we want to make sure we will do everything to make sure that Monterey County will give the rescue mission over 600,000 votes. In order to do that, we will be launching the rescue mission on September 17 here in Monterey County. We want to send a resounding message that it will be first round. We want to send a resounding message that it will be what?
Unity Party have no face. They have no argument. They have no justification. No reason to even tell the people that they want to come back. If I'm part of Unity Party, but now I have resigned. Because the mess that we are facing, President White is going through the difficult time, it's Unity Party who created all those mess. Today, how many times do you hear that a student at University of Liberia protesting? How many times? Today, electricity is almost all over. It's 100%, but it's better than yesterday.
I'm saying it again. I was reading in the newspaper, someone said, Liberian people will get job, we have one-term president. But all this party, and after the elections, no, we make sure that mouth will be closed. But I will defeat them more than 2018.
I share a slightly different view. Why it is true women should be given, the opportunity or whatever. I don't even think we should be given the opportunity. We should fight for it. I do not want to put any percentage to how many women goes in the house. What happened to 100%?
That is what you get when the hobo pejoratively hobnobs with the hope go bamboozle, razudazu, rasmatas politically. He was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is a way of saying the president was fantastic. But his political enemies said he was suffering from what I describe as new mono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Yes, it's a word that is supposed to be called silicosis, meaning a long disease. But in search for the longest word in the dictionary, they pep it up to become a 45-letter word, which is new mono ultra microscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. What an odium! What an ignominious memento! That even at the barbituration of the so much acclimatized, the same subsidy evacuation and barbituration was condemned by a scrupulous, fastidious, puritanica, boisterous, energetic, and a routine, but today for political somnambulism and malocclusion, reticent, taciturn, uncommunicative, and unforthcoming, meaning he has kowtowed in their poll.
Don't trouble nothing too much,
One, 2, 3, loving you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3, I love you. 5, 6, I'm missing you. 9, I want you back. Long time no see. Out your love, I'm lonely. I miss you, and it's too hard to bear. What have you done to me? I'm waking up in the middle of the night without you, and it's so unfair. I toss and turn, reach for you, only my pillows. Soon awake, the morning sun rises, but I'm alone. Hurts my soul. 1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3, I love you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you.
Another afternoon again, people. It's the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1, Voice of Liberia 89.7, Kakata Magibi County. And you can also follow us on our online radio, www.voiceofliberiaradio.com, Facebook, www.voiceofliberiaonline.com.
You and me, and how great we used to be. Oh, God. And I firmly believe of turning all these dreams to reality. And like a child, I would say it's so easy to you.
1, 2, 3,
I love you.
4, 5, 6,
I miss you.
7, 8, 9.
I want you back.
And so we back with another presentation.
I love you. I miss you.
It's not because you are so massive, you are so extraordinary. It's because of you that we make the sacrifice and you make the sacrifice in return to tune in. And thank you so very kindly. So let's do it together. This 14th day of September 2023, election year in Liberia, with just 26 days till October 10th. My name is Sam Andrews.
Long time no see. Without your love, I'm lonely. I miss you. It's too hard to bear. What have you done to me? I'm waking up in the middle of the night without you. And it's so unfair. 1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. Here's in my arms again.
Oh, yes, another day, another day. Thank you so very much, man. Thank you so very kindly. I appreciate you making us a part of your day's itinerary. Today is the 14th day of September. The year is gradually going to an end. But before the year comes to an end, the elections in Liberia come to an end. We've got 26 days, according to the National Elections Commission, to get ready for balloting. 26 days for the electorate to complete their rounds. 26 days to be convinced that they can win the seat they are vying or campaigning for. They got 26 days to get into their respective positions. 26 days to the electorate to decide. 26 days to get everything on course. And the clock is ticking. The biblical people would say, and it shall come to pass, meaning as that date is set, that day, no doubt, except something miraculous occurred, but nothing short of that day, it will surely come to pass. So October 10th is set, and it will surely come to pass. So just so you know, 26 days we've got to go. The National Elections Commission has started to inform the country of the arrival of materials for the elections on October 10th. They update as the materials come in. So, as it is the custom of the show, we reiterate our appeal to every one of us in this field, everybody who is in the field, not only the stakeholders or the participants, but everyone. The election atmosphere or campaign atmosphere is like a football game. You got the officials, and then you got the referee in the middle. And then you have the stakeholders all the participants that go to not only participate in it, but to make sure that it is peaceful, it is joyful, and all of them can celebrate at the end of the day, called the spectators. The referee is in the middle. In the political game that we've got, the electoral game coming up on October 10th, the National Elections Commission. So every one of us are protectors of the stability, the transparency, the credibility, everything associated with it. Every one of us, from the first day to the last day, every one of us are stakeholders, protectors of the atmosphere. We've got to keep it as peaceful, as stable, as secure as we can within our powers. The media, the stakeholders themselves, the presidential candidates, the legislative candidates, civil society organizations, religious groups, everybody, because everybody have a say, everybody functions as per their role. But everyone got one common denominator, and that is October 10, to make sure that it passes off peacefully. And whoever, with the passage of time after October 10th, is announced by the National Elections Commission, fine. If somebody then would not be satisfied with the result, they got every reason to use the legal path, nothing short of the legal path. So we want to keep the atmosphere peaceful, engage into nothing violent, do not allow anybody to influence you, to engage into acts that will have an adverse effect on you and you regret it. Don't allow the politicians themselves to use you. Don't give into petty, simple temptations. As a matter of truth, the devil works in everything. The devil works through people. He influences people to accomplish his aim. As much as you are a politician, you are a fanatic, you are a supporter, a loyalist, whichever way you can be described, you also have to put on that discerning cap to know that temptations run all over the place. The devil uses people to accomplish his aim. So you have to be very careful. You can be used from within, you can be used from outside. You can be tempted from within, you can be tempted from out. You just have to be mindful, be sensitive of the situation. Don't ever, the beginner can say, forget about your back. Always be mindful. So let's keep the atmosphere as peaceful as we can. We've got 26 days to go. It is an enjoyable game. It is a unique game. It is one that holds people together. Many would think that election don't hold people together. No, election. Many would put everything on sports. When the people going to play a football game in Liberia, you hear this expression all over the place. Sports unite the country. Sports unite people. Sports is a uniting force. But the same thing you find in football, the same thing in election. Football is diversity. Football is diversity. Diversity in unity. Election campaign is diversity in unity. What that means is we are different by our political ideology, our manifesto. But we all are fighting to get the gold score. And we are in one place to get one trophy, but we are from the same place. So we come together in our diversity with one focus, one goal. And that one focus, one goal is the country. At the close of the day, every one of us are celebrating, amusing ourselves, moving about our normal businesses, like we have seen and continue to see the relative flow from the various political parties, or some of the political parties, I should say, and some candidates, together with their supporters. They come together at the close of the day when they finish their rally. They go into their respective communities and they begin to mingle with each other. the Unity Party man is mingling with the CDC man. The CDC partisan is discussing with the MPC man. The MPC man is telling the CDC man or the Unity Party man or the LRD man, my man, let's go to find food to eat. Let's go to a restaurant or let's go to a place. My man, take one bottle. We are entertaining ourselves. Oh. You hear expressions like that. Probably you have not been opportune. Well, I have been opportune to see that, and I still see that every day. So you see diversity and unity manifesting itself. At the close of the day, they put all their party stuff aside. They see each other as human beings. As a matter of fact, before election came, they've been mingling together. They've been brothers and sisters. They've been good friends. They've been church members. They've been organization members, office members, and a lot more. They've been together. So politics can divide. Some people would think that politics or campaign politics should be the way by which we can get divided wider, further. No, but politics unites also just as football. So the people who would say, or who often say, football unites, and they are right, the same thing they see in the football game that led them to reach that conclusion with the phrase that sports unite, the same thing is in campaign politics. Football, there are two opposing groups, two opposing fans. But what happened? All of them come together in one place to make sure that they win. And at the close of the day, they're going back into their respective places and amusing themselves together and moving on with their life together. So are they not united? United. In this whole stuff, the people are united. But what you will have happening is emotion will flare up. Emotion will run high. But it didn't say, or it doesn't say they have grudge for each other. No. If you understand how it is, you will enjoy it. Politics is an enjoyable stuff. The politicians themselves, the people that you are following as your leaders, they are together. Tiawan Gonglo is not against President George Weah. President George Weah is not enemy to Tiawan Gonglo. Simeon Fremont is not enemy to Tiawan Gonglo. Tiawan Gonglo is not against Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai is not enemy to President Weah. President Weah is not enemy to Joe Boakai. They are all friends. And some of these people, just so you know, they are related by blood. But you have politics, all of them expressing their views. They are not against each other. They hold no grudge for each other. At the close of the day, they come together. Even as the campaign is on, they mingle with each other. They are not far apart by grudge, as you would think. No, they are together. You know why? Because they've been good friends along the way. So, election campaign is just a period, and the election itself is just a day. So, it can ruin a relationship that they build over the years, good relationships that they build over the years, that it would be destroyed because of just one goal election. Everybody can get to that seat, but you have everybody contesting. And when everybody contests, it's unity, it's love, it's open society, it's democracy. But it doesn't say that they are against each other. They aren't. They aren't. You, the supporter or supporters down the line, not having an understanding of this, and you think that you should go against your brother, you should take knife against your brother, you should throw stone against your fellow Liberians. When you have done that, or when you behave in that way, the people you're sacrificing for, you putting your life on the line, you're hating your brother and sisters, they are not hating each other. Not at all. They are good friends. When you're sleeping, these people are conversing. Even in the day, they meet. They They have no grudge. They have no grudge for anybody. What are you hearing? These rhetorics and the tempo of the rhetorics. If you aren't sensitive, you will have a grudge. You will develop grudge. But they have no for each other. When you hear President we are talk and say 40 years, you're being in this, what have you done? What the impact of your people? When you hear the other person say, you brought Kush into the country, or you think that, oh yeah, because it's being said that way now, so the people they're having grudge for each other, they're keeping grudge for each other, they will never speak to each other. That is a lie. That's what goes with campaign. That's the rhetoric. But it doesn't say that they are hateful of each other. So know that these guys, they understand the political game very well, very, very well. And they have to flow that way because that's what comes with the atmosphere. But it doesn't say they are against each other. During the 2020 senatorial special election, what did President Weah say? After it was all over the place, people were stoning each other. There were a couple of riots all over the place, and it was predominantly young people. He sought to quiet the atmosphere. He sought to speak to them. And one of the things he said, or one of his lines went like this: if y'all continue to take machetes and hit each other and cause each other and kill each other and chop each other, where we on the other side knocking our glasses. In essence, you're saying, I see people go about doing that. You think we hate each other? No. Why you're killing each other or you're attempting to chop each other, throw stones at each other, your own brother and sister, or other people? We on the other side, we opposition and ruling establishment. We gather together. President Weah can take his telephone and call Joe Baraga. Joe Baraga will answer him. Joe Baraga will answer Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President. Joe Baraga will not say he's not answering. Joe Baraga can take his telephone and call the MPC leader, Simeon Fremer, and Simeon Fremer will answer most respectfully. He will answer in a patriotic tone. These guys are together. But if you understand it, how national politics works, you would think that they are against each other. I am saying it so that you'll be mindful. Engage into nothing funny. Don't allow anybody to influence you. Don't risk your life for anything whatsoever. Your security is important. Your life is important. You got several years ahead of you. Don't cut it short. You can cut your life short if you think that you should sacrifice it for another person who cannot sacrifice his or her life for you. So you want to be very careful in these election periods. Period. Go to your rally, listen to your leader or leaders, and after that, you go home to your brothers and sisters. You know how unique it is? If I am for Tajikistan party and Uzbekistan had their rally and they finish, they come home, and all of us just meet at a place like how we meet in the evening at our place called Block 13. Block 13, actually, there are people that have different political parties, And in the evening, everybody assemble. Everybody, the CDC people talking this, Unity Party people talking this, MPC people saying this, and it's so unique. At the close of the day, you just hear everybody start to leave one by one. This man will say, my man, I'm going home, I'm tired. The other man say, my man, I'm feeling sleepy. The other man say, oh, my man, take a drink on me, take a bottle. So you see that, you see the unity. But when you think that you can risk your life and not understanding that life is long and friendship is by far significant, your security, your prosperity is also on it. When you go the wrong way and you think it is the right way, when something happened to you, it finished. Be like us. Y'all go in my community. Y'all have a black 13. There you see all the political people, all the political parties, fans, fanatics, they're what they can be. Even all of us we're on the black. And there's strong unity. What in physics is referred to as covalent bond. There are different political parties. All the political parties can be on the block, but you will never hear misunderstanding, strife, confusion. You know why? Because it been that way before election came in. So it can allow election that is just uneven to create a buffer. Because when the election is over and then you have a hit, you cause confusion, you risk your own reputation, you tarnish your reputation, then you don't have the face now to go back. The people who you are risking your reputation for or your character, they finish, they're going about their businesses. After these elections, the politicians have no time for you. They have no time. Don't go against your brothers and sisters because of any politician. It is your right constitutionally to support. It is your right to cast your ballot. It is your right to associate with your party. It is your right to wear your party t-shirt, cap, anything you are entitled to from a party standpoint, from an independent candidate standpoint, but it is not your right to go against your brother, your neighbor. You came out of that community before election, and you have to go back into that community after the election. I mean, your friends now, your families, your community. Election is a unique thing, very unique. Campaigns is a unique thing. Just stand outside and look at the people. Look at how they're amusing themselves, how they thrill. Yeah. So you see, you want to keep it that way. Can we? Oh, yes, we can. And that will take me into Unity Party on Sunday before we move to the Ministry of Education and Massey Bleaton. Unity Party, just as we gave premiums to the Coalition for Democratic Change and other political parties, we have to do same for everybody because the radio station is at the disposal of everybody. It's a public broadcaster. It serves everybody. So Unity Party launch is on. Unity Party launch is on Sunday. This Sunday, not next week, not week after next, this Sunday, Unity Party is launching. And they release their schedule. They will be moving or leaving from various points and gathering at the ATS. So you want to listen carefully. According to Mo Ali, who is the spokesperson or the spokesman of Unity Party, that Rescue One, former Vice President Joseph Yima Boakai, will lead supporters from the SKD Sports Complex in Painesville. That their stand-up bearer, former Vice President Joseph Yima Boakai, will lead the group from SKD Sports Complex in Painesville. That his assignment to lead the people, UP partisans from underside, all the way to ATS. Rescue 2, according to Mo Ali, Rescue 2, Senator Jeremiah Kwan-Kun will lead supporters from Police Academy Junction in Painesville. That partisans on that side were all gathered at Police Academy Junction, and then they will leave from there to the ATS. Rescue Mother and campaign chairperson, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, will lead supporters, according to Mo Ali, from the Nigerian House at Old Road Junction. Campaign manager, Senator Prince K. Moy Jr., Mo Ali said, will lead Unity Party supporters from 72nd Junction in Painesville. The vice campaign chair, Senator James P. Bunny, will lead supporters from VOA Junction in Painesville. Maserado campaign chairman, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, along with Maserado senatorial aspirant Wilma Pay, will lead supporters from Badnersville Junction. That means they will come from Badnersville all the way to the ATS. Rescue Princess, as she is called, according to Mo Ali, Rescue Princess MOL political leader Magdala Cooper and the NDC will lead supporters from the MOL headquarters in Congo Town. The rescue daughter, Senator Boto Kane, along with the economic freedom fighters of Liberia, will lead supporters from Point 4 on the Bushel Island, Point 4 Junction on the Bushel Island to the Antoinette Totman Stadium. The chairman, the Reverend Luther Tape, will lead supporters from Unity Party headquarters on Broad Street to the ATS. Mo Ali goes further to say, in his role as spokesperson of Unity Party campaign team, all legislative candidates will lead their supporters from their respective districts. And then he concluded with his statement, the assembly will be at the Antoinette Totman Stadium, ATS for short. And the stadium, he said, opens at 7 a.m. on Sunday, September 17th. So here is it. All of those who are not launching, all of those who are not partisans of Unity Party, all of the other political parties that opted not to launch on Sunday as per their schedule given to the National Elections Commission and the Joint Security. Don't move out to do anything funny. It is not like the CDC rally. CDC left it open and everybody converged. This one, they stated specific points by which they will leave from. And you can tell that they will be moving in mass. As they move in mass, be careful. Don't say things to them. They too might throw talk. And if they throw talk, because they have to control group, they have to control human being, they have to control a crowd. But the person who is watching the crowd can control himself, because it's not the person or people constituting the crowd that can be can be tempted. No, the ones who are standing along the way. Because if they say something or they're chanting whichever way, they're saying certain things or doing certain things, you standing on the sidewalk, you might want to say certain things. You might feel provoked. You might feel that they are referencing you or talking about you. And when you say something in return, then they retaliate. And when they return insult or word for word, then the situation will be different. So anything happen there now, they will say that you're. So you want to avoid that. You can watch their assembly, you can watch the movement, but don't say anything. Other parties had a rally, it was peaceful. Sunday, they are coming out. Thank God Almighty is on Sunday. So in our country, the streets are clear on Sunday. Very seldom you see the place crowded except when there is something, but very seldom on Sunday, or not even seldom, but regularly, the place is free. So they're not going to have any interference whatsoever. They don't want any interference and don't show any provocation. Allow Unity Party to flow with their constitutional democratic right. It is a right to watch them, but it is not your right to do anything funny. We appeal to you, just as you had your rally, it was peaceful. Allow the same Liberian political party to have the rally in a peaceful way. Election, that peace. Election, campaign, that stability. Election, campaign, that love, that oneness, that unity in diversity. That's togetherness. It's enjoyable. Once you don't want anybody to infringe on you when you gathered, And nobody will do that, do the same to the next political party. So Eugene Jobo was here this morning with me on the morning show, and he took up time to caution his partisans, the Coalition for Democratic Change supporters, to stay clear of everything on Sunday. But it doesn't say you shouldn't go to church. It doesn't say when you have a program to attend, you shouldn't go there. No, but rather don't attempt to encroach. Stay within your perimeter. So he will advise his partisans to be very, very mindful to stay clear of every and anything. Here is Eugene Njobo, Vice Chair for Governmental Affairs of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Maserati County, as he cautions his people against moving out in any way or form that might cause some problem, that Unity Party should be allowed to do their rally peaceful as CDC did.
Please remain quiet. Stay home on Sunday. Don't go anywhere. Your fingerprint, your hard work will be demonstrated on Ottawa 10. Don't force with anybody. Don't argue with anybody. Don't argue. This election is over. There are people who want to create animosity, confusion. Stay away. This election is over. There. Queen Solomon's story. The woman knew that this child wasn't hers. Queen Solomon asked, and she said, "No, let's share the child." The opposition want us to go back to the dark days. Liberia is bigger than CDC government. We will not support anybody. We will not support anybody. And this is why I want you, asking you, on behalf of the county chairman, Alexander Steady, stay away on Sunday. Don't argue with anybody. Remain peaceful. This election is first round.
Eugene Jobo of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Let's pause momentarily on campaign politics and move to education. The Liberian government, through the Ministry of Education, will announce a new guideline for tuition and fees for the 2023-2024 academic year. The disclosure was made by the head of communication at the Ministry of Education, Maxim Bleaton, when he said the government has canceled tuition at all public and government-run schools across the country.
Please remain quiet.
We want to just remind Liberians regarding the public school registration fees. There is no tuition for public school in the Republic of Liberia. Let me make that clear again. No tuition for public school throughout the length and breadth of the Republic of Liberia. Here are the registration fee for the entire academic year. If you are operating a school in a public or government school from first grade to sixth grade, you are required to pay $1,000 Liberian dollars for the whole year. From first grade to sixth grade, $1,000 Liberian dollars for the whole year. If you are the head for the public school upper basic education from seventh grade to ninth grade, you have to pay $2,000 Liberian dollars for the whole year in public or government school in the Republic of Liberia. If you are the head for a public school from 10th grade to 12th grade in this Republic of Liberia, you are to collect $3,000 Liberian dollars for the whole year. Just in case someone came to do their registration and instead of having 3,000, they have 1,000. The senior management team has sanctioned that collect that 1,000 and be very flexible with the payment of the balance $2,000. So which means even in first to sixth grade, you're supposed to bring 1,000 and you bring $500. The instruction from the Ministry of Education is that collect that $500 and allow that child in the class, and later on we'll pay the balance $500. For entrance or placement test in the public school throughout the Republic of Liberia is $500 Liberian dollars flat from first grade straight to ninth grade because we are not accepting 10th grade. Our public school is standardized now. Okay, so we have graduation fees. 12th grade is $5,000. We are talking it down, and it's for this year and year to come. $5,000 Liberian dollars, nothing more, nothing less. For graduation for K2 or kindergarten in public school or government school is 3,500 Liberian dollars. We just want to send this to all of our parents throughout the Republic of Liberia. If you're in Sano, if you are in River G, River Ses, or Lofa, Nima, and the rest of the countries, please take note. Do not allow nobody overcharge you. This is the approved as sanction fees for the entire year from the Ministry of Education. It's in the academic calendar page 36 and distributed throughout the Republic of Liberia.
All right, that's it. So, isn't that a good news? Well, it sounds good, but there are a couple of things that you have to look at. It sounds good. It's just the same as what was announced for the University of Liberia or government-run institution, but there are constraints still. There are constraints. As much as it sounds good on paper, you have to look at it from the bottom. Unlike the white man, the black man will go. Sorry if I'm sounding racist. The black man will go to start from the bottom. The white man will start from the bottom. That means they will look at all of the constraints from that base. The reason for that, so that when they introduce that program, it would not create any problem. So they will have taken away the problem before. When it comes to the black man, they go straight to start from from the top and come down. So when there's a problem at the lower level, then they say, "Oh no, they want this. We mean this. We mean that." So you can have a good plan, but when it is not carefully looked at, when you don't give it a practical observation, do a forensic investigation, observation or test, it creates problem. And that's the problem we have. It's a free tuition, but the university itself has problem. They having a couple of constraints, even though they they don't want to come out. But you see that they experiencing serious problem, serious problem. There are a couple of things associated with it, but it's good. It is a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay. So those of you parents, you can take advantage of it and then see how it works. If it's working for you, yeah, but the fees are less. The fee are less, 1,500, 3,000, 1,000. Liberty, liberty. You can take advantage of it because you people will cry, oh, no money to send the children, my child to school. So take advantage of this one. Use it. Even though most of white people say, or let me not say most, some, not true, because you have a child, the child doesn't want to go to school. You want to exert effort to send a child to school. So everybody just using this government thing now, say, oh, no money, the country have. But they wouldn't say that my boy ain't want to go to school. My girl ain't want to go to school. She on his side. He on his side. They say, oh, the government. So if you give them 40,000, 60,000, that money in 2 days' time, when you go back to ask, they'll tell you that, I had the other problem, and my uncle, son, nephew, job passed. We had to go there, and the money now, the one we get, and I ain't know. So that mean I say, you can't go to school. But it is a good initiative by the Ministry of Education. It's a good initiative. Little by little, it's getting better. It's a very, very good initiative. It sounds good on paper, but you can take advantage of it, is all I can say. And then Rufus Newver, who is a representative candidate, District 8, had always been critical of the Ministry of Education work, but not critical in a sense that he wants bad thing or will just pick up all of the bad things, as we say in Liberia. But criticism or critical to do the right thing, to get the right thing done. He will come up with a dossier identifying the practical problems that he sees of various institutions in Liberia. And he will include in that dossier suggestions or recommendations to the Ministry of Education so that the education sector, in his opinion, when accepted and implemented or experiment, it will get better with time. And his observation will lead him to saying nothing. He will argue. So beyond that dossier, he started to call for the removal of the Minister of Education, Dr. Ansu Soling. A couple of days ago, he reiterated that again, that Ansu Soling, the Minister of Education, isn't fit. He got too many anomalies, too many errors, that he's inept. Hence, President Weah should immediately dismiss him. Have a listen.
In addition to the hack in tuition and fees, we are also getting information that schools will be open during the election time. To open schools during the time of election will be to expose our children, our little brothers and sisters to all kinds of political danger. We also want to call on President Weah and the Ministry of Education to close all schools in the month of October, at least from October 1 to the end of the first or second round in the election. To allow the children to go to school during the election time, we also suggest that when there's protest, when there's peaceful assembly, when there's any kind of commotion, parents will be detached from the students and it could create all kinds of harm, and danger for our students. So we want the president to do two things in short. In the month of October, at least from October 1 to the end of the first or second round in the election. To allow the children to go to school during the election time, we also suggest that when there's protest, when there's peaceful assembly, when there's any kind of commotion, parents will be detached from the students and it could create all kinds of harm, and danger for our students. So we want the president to do two things in short. One, dismiss the Minister of Education with immediate effect for his failure to exercise his statutory responsibility to regulate schools across the country. Tuition and fees are so high, so unbearable. The burden is just too much for our students, for our parents, and for our guardians. So we want the Minister of Education, because he has failed to properly regulate the schools in keeping with the new education law of Liberia.
Rufus Newver, Anthony at Law. Rufus Newver, Representative Candidate, District 8, Montserrat County. The first thing I want to talk about there is what has become a norm in Liberia for certain people. And that norm really doesn't make sense. It certainly doesn't make sense. Yeah, is it? That's why it is true that you got the right to express your opinion, but the opinion should not be expressed in a way that it will have a strong feedback on you, that it will turn you into a comedian. No, you don't want it that way. Mervyn Page, the late Mervyn Page, they used to call him 72 hours man. 72 hours. The next thing that came up, everybody will call him for dismissal. And that the president must dismiss the minister with immediate effect. The minister must dismiss the director with immediate effect. It's not in the interest of this country. It's undermining the government. We gave the government 72 hours. We gave the president 72 hours. Oh, come on, man. No, not at all. Uh-uh. You can give the president ultimatum. You can give the minister ultimatum. They are not within your domain. They are not under your jurisdiction. You can express your opinion. That means you can talk about what you are dissatisfied with and how you want it to be done. You can identify a person's error. You can identify a precedent error, an institutional error, uh, individual area, but it wouldn't. It shouldn't go beyond that to give ultimatum when the ultimatum got absolutely no substance. People just listen to you and lie. So those of you, I'm saying it for those of you who do that to stop. I can disagree with the president, disagree with the minister, disagree with my colleague, disagree with whatever the situation, and I'll state my disagreement. That is what is referred to as the issue. You state your disagreement or you state your position, and the people or the person will look at it. But to add an injunction is to say you have the full authority, and the person is under you, and the person isn't. So how can that take effect? So you want to stop this whole thing about ultimatum, giving ultimatum, 72 hours ultimatum, uh, 48 hours ultimatum. You want to stop all of those things and just deal with the issue and make sure that the issue is is either looked at, or if it is not looked at by the person, where it's up to the person. If you send a recommendation or recommendations, it's up to the person. All right. Then he suggested that school be shut down from the first to the end of the first round or second round. That in these times or going towards that time, school will have reopened, and then something could spark up. And then what happened? Classes are off. Students are running here and there. But I want to believe that the Ministry of Education is looking at that carefully. I want to believe that they are aware. And on election day, the government often declares national holiday. So election day, nobody will be at work, nobody will be in school, nobody will go to do business. If you want to defy, then you can go. If you are disenfranchised, it is not the government responsibility. But the government declares the day of election national holiday. They build up to October 10th with just 26 days to go. Next week will be in the 15th. The Ministry of Education, it is my understanding, is looking at that whether to get students in school or to keep them off until the election is over. Mhm. Yes, I think they are looking at that as wise as they can. Okay. Eh, that's a good suggestion from Anthony Adlaw Rufus Newville and the Ministry of Education is looking at it. But Marcy Bleaton, I will get Marcy Bleaton in hopefully tomorrow. If it doesn't materialize for tomorrow, then it will be next week. So now let's turn to you for the first phase of it, and then we talk another issue, and then we zoom out. Let's have you say on these few pointers we share with you on bits and pieces. 104.1 Voice of Liberia, Kakata, Magibi County 89.7, Voice of Liberia, Bong, Voice of Liberia, Lofa. Then we move to the next part of the show. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. You are on the air.
Uh,
You off. You, those of you who often say the radio station can cut you off when they call. Oh, I was making my point. You call me off. Yeah. When you go off from your end, you're getting called to tell the radio station. Hey, sir, I went off. Or I'm only finished. But when your time finished, when the people switch to another caller, then you call by say, you call me off. 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. Have your say on any one of our talking points this afternoon on the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1 and Voice of Liberia 89.7 Kakata Magibi County. Good afternoon.
No.
Good afternoon, sir. Your line is cracking, sir. Your line is cracking. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
I'm James Sumokori calling from Canada.
Let's hear you, Mr. Colley. How is Kakata this afternoon?
Well, the weather is gloomy and these people are trying to gather for the opening ceremony. Otherwise, Canada is good.
Yeah. Let's hear what you got to say to the rest of the country listening to you.
Okay, so I want to call to say thank you for your analysis. This is, I mean, a long time I've heard sensible people on the radio talking sensible things. And I really want to say thank you for your analysis of the issue. Okay, so coming to the representative aspiring, and you just said it right. The mix of education, if you look at the calendar events, there are days in which students will not go to school. So to say that our children should sit until we can have the first round and possibly the second round means that Rufus never may have information that we don't have, or is this in trouble? That's one question. Two, then it also goes to say that the entire police should be not done until election is over, and which I disagree. The country has to move on. Election is just an event. I mean, election is just an event. You cannot shut the country down because people will be dissatisfied. There are all people that I don't care how you look at it. People, all people that even people love genuinely, they will always want to say they are chicken. So that's what I. So secondly, you were talking about the tuition I was announced on the radio from public school. Look, my brother, I think this is getting a great question. Come with me. I agree that there will always be problems. But even while the people are collecting this money at the public school and the universal abroad, all the money is the problem existed. So then let it tell me where the money was going. So then there is no need to collect the money in the public area. The problem is there. I think government should be encouraged to do more, to put more in the system so that we can alleviate some of the problem water. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day in Kakata Magibi County. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon. We are listening to you. What is your name and where you calling from, sir?
My name is Solo B. Younger. I'm calling from the SC New Road, Chisholm Avenue.
What have
Think
you
of-
got to say, Sando?
I want to appreciate, your excellent explanation, your advice. And for one part, like what you were just saying, I just want to budget on that. We as young people, I mean, sometimes you the spectators, you may be thinking that those are playing on a football field, at the end, the game is the more when maybe in your favor, you feel that those football players, they are happy with each other. At the end, both of them share, chances together. So that is in the political arena too. You see? So I just want to say to all of our young people, let us be civil, let us be peaceful, in this, time of our election, process. And I'm also looking at the Minister of Education, regarding to, the opening of the schools, at least, because we are now into a heated, campaign.
You went off 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. I have not been opportune to have seen it, but I think it exists. That just like the football game, he was right. You see Real Madrid fan in his Real Madrid jersey and Barcelona fan, and you see them together. And after the game too, you see the players exchanging jersey. We are walking off. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, you went off. 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. And you're on Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia
Good
104.1.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is Edmund Carr. We don't have a say for the re-election president. We are calling from Dubo Road.
What have you got to say, Mr. Carr?
You know, just as you were saying, they say if we go so bitter with one another, at the end of the day, representative candidate, senator, president win the election. Will be in the air, will be equal as pass by you and myself, stay remain in the community. So while we create the bad atmosphere for one another, we want to do it because it is our citizen right, because we are citizens, it's our constitutional right that we should do it. And moreover, you do have 20 presidential candidate in the race. We're looking for just 90 elected officials in this election. Okay? According to my collection, but how much did they register? More than 1,000 plus. So because we have that number of people in the race, you will have your own star, I will have my own star. All you need to do is sell your candidate. The commodity that you are selling, sell it. If you like people buy it, they will go. They are the analysis, we should go as it. And then when it comes to the opinion of school is already in session, although other parents are not able to register their children, other no money, other are staying, or to 40, some the difficulties maybe after the election. Now these guys are jumping all over crossing noise. Nothing will happen here. Okay?
All right,
So
sir.
let the kids go to school. And then the guideline that was given by education is okay. What the 7th of October will go home, and then after the election will get 1 week between the system, we return the children go to the class. It will be okay.
All
Nothing
right,
will
sir.
happen yet.
Thank
Nothing.
you so much. Have a nice afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. You are on the air.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Roman Masiko calling from Canada.
Let's hear you, Masekwe. Masekwe, you went off. Good afternoon.
Jenny. Hello.
You are on the air. Oh. The lady are giving you a hard time, man. Good afternoon.
Hello. You are on the air.
Good afternoon.
The lady are giving you a hard time, man.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Sonny B. Younger. I'm sorry I went off. My credit finished. I was just trying to end my conversation, when my credit, finished. Yeah, so like what I was just saying, regarding to the opening of school, it was a, good idea. How they support it, but we are not into a step part of the election. Or we pray that everything will well peacefully, that nothing, bad will happen. When the election is about to take place, at least for me, I'm looking at it, it should be like the Minister of Education should make it like on the 4th or on the 5th, so that people can have upper town or the students can have upper town to go to their various places in order that there will be no, disturbances between their education.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. Let's run through our Facebook page as quickly as we can. Baraka Dukley said, good afternoon. I'm watching from Bento City, Maserati County, District 1. Mohammed Skamaram, good afternoon to you. I join you from the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi. What all you are saying is the truth. Good afternoon to you too, or the time there, be it in the morning, in the evening, but it's good that you join in from the United Arab Emirates. James S. Moliba say that I'm watching from Tupo Village. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Nat Richardson. I do connect you from the community.
Let's hear you, sir.
You sound like Sekou Sherry, are you?
No, this is Sam Andrews.
Okay.
The voice, the voice similar, if not same, eh? Yeah, that's what radio is all about. Sekou has the voice for the radio. That's what radio is all about. Yeah. Yeah, let's hear you. Uh, your your line is cracking. Your line is cracking, Chief. Your what is happening? Your line is cracking. You're not sounding clear. 0770-907-907-0770. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, you are on.
yeah. Hello, radio everyone.
Yeah, this is Voice of Liberia 104.1.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to get my input, but I'm not on the radio.
No, you are on a radio now. Everybody in Liberia listening to you. Talk.
Okay, thank you very much. We're talking about education. What school will be open before election or after election?
So what you say? What you say about it?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I want after.
You want after the election? Is school more open after the election? Okay, I think that's what he's
Because
trying to.
1990 we experienced it. So some people, yeah, after we result everything, then we know like country is stable. Yeah.
And so right now the country is not stable.
Yeah, after the result now, everything then will be settled. Then we know what to do.
Oh, okay. All right.
The country is stable, but the election here, we're gonna take time. Because I care for my children.
How many children you get?
I have 5.
5 children.
Yeah. And everybody going to school.
Everyone are not living with you, eh?
They're living with me.
And are you alone supporting all of them? He going all right. Thank you ever so much for spicing up the first talk segment of the show. Let's move to this. People have to understand that when you are venturing into something of vital importance, especially with national significance, you have to be very careful. If you aren't aware or you weren't thinking about it, and then with the passage of time, something triggered it, and you got involved, you have to live with the past into the present. That people will backtrack, people will start to go back to your past and then bring it into the present. When people saying these things or such a statement, because I've been hearing it for a very long time, and I've come to realize that it is true. It makes sense. Right now, nobody knows anything. Everybody sometimes like, oh yeah, Sam Andrews, oh yeah. But let Sam Andrews just say he's contesting some kind of post in Liberia. What Sam Andrews ain't know about himself will be brought to the fore. What Sam Andrews forget about 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago or 10 years ago will be brought in the present. That's how society is so sensitive. And you have to move along the sensitivity of society, not losing sight of your present and the future. And this goes for how this representative, in my opinion, representative candidate, in my opinion, was stooped so low. Why will you say that people going on Facebook, taking your picture and using it against you? Who put it there? But listen to her first. Listen to her. Listen, going to that place, the legislature is not a playground. It's not for boys and girls. I'll be very blunt with you people. We have to change things in this place. It's not an opportunistic area. You have to know what you want, how you want, to get in and change. And if you know that you have a character that you don't want anybody to talk about, then you don't attempt to come public. You stay private, and everything is kept private until you leave the earth. But if you said that you want to come public and you want to change the status quo, before you can attempt to change the status quo will checkmate you. And if you're not strong enough to withstand the pressure, the test of time associated with campaign that will take you to the position that you want to get into, you miss out already. Listen first.
For me, it's like Ali Dumpa for everybody in Liberia. Everybody can just say for me, it's like Ali Dumpa for everybody in Liberia. Everybody can just say the worst towards me. For me, it's like Ali Dumpa for everybody in Liberia. Everybody can just say the worst towards me. For me, it's like Ali Dumpa for everybody in Liberia.
This is a representative candidate. She wants to represent the people. She wants to represent a district that got a mixture of different traits, of different approaches, of different stuff, temptations of different kinds. At this point in time, here is a representative candidate feeling timid. Fear is out, begging the question politically, buying sympathy. So tell me, if she got in the legislature in the midst of those men and women, even her fellow women, some of those who will be going back, like Representative Mema Briggs Menza and the rest of the other people, these strong women, how is she going to stand up in their midst, at least to talk about the men? When in these elections time, you're crying that people taking your photos and they're using it against you. You expect in these elections time, look at what they're saying of Joe Walker, President George Weah, and the rest of the people. She's not listening to these people. We hear all the awful things they say about President Weah, all the awful things they say about former Vice President Joseph Walker. But they are not intimidated. They are not timid. They are not moved by these things because they know that what comes with it. You can want to get into a public office and then you're telling the people they should regulate social media. They're using social media to attack you. They're taking your photo and they're saying all kind of things. If you did not put those obscene photos there, you will not go. They will not say anything. There's a line they have in the Bible. I like that line so much. It said, "Can a man take fire to his bosom and his clothes not be burned?" That means if you don't go there, it will not happen. Nobody will say you were here. If you don't put it there, nobody will go there. Even if they went there, they will see nothing there. And then they will not say anything about you because if people don't see anything about you, they can say. If they don't hear anything about you, they can say nothing and nobody operate in a vacuum. There must be a cause for what people do. If they said something about you, there's a cause. If they did something, there's a cause. Nothing and nobody operate in a vacuum. Everything has a reason. And we give the reason for what people say. You give reason for what people say and do. In this situation with Woki Dolo, she gave people the reason. So if they are going there now, she got rivals. She's not a only person in a race. She's not going on a silver on white ballot. No. So rivals in elections, contenders, they look for the little bits and pieces they can capitalize on because it is a battle for supremacy. Some people they know that they're going into a public space or they want to get into a public space. You know what they do? The funny things around them. They get rid of them in no time because they know that their opponents will try. People pay for information in election. There are people who just checking on people. There are people who are giving little things to find out about people. So you have to be very, very careful. You say everybody is against us. So if you get in the legislature, then what are you going to say? Well, who everybody against you, madam? Election, that strong thing to go to the legislature. You have to have thick skin.
media, for me, it's like I don't part for everybody in Liberia. Everybody can just say the worst towards me. And I've been strong on social media. For me, it's like I don't part for everybody in Liberia. Everybody can just say the worst towards me. And I've been strong in carrying myself. I think if you listen to the situation back then, I think in 2020 when they said I was pregnant for the president, and they had a lot in carrying myself. I think if you listen to the situation back then, I think 2020 when they said I was pregnant for the president, and they have a lot to say about.
So why will you bring this out? So what has that got to do with this? Is this a campaign message? Can you win anybody over by this? No, it's not a campaign plus. It's exposure and it's demeaning. It's defacing. You can do that. You can bring it out. Even if people said, you ignore that. Even if you are being quizzed at an intellectual center on it, based on people's suspicion, you ignore it. Even if you appear on a talk show and the talk show host raised that issue based on the bits and pieces of info he gathered from his research, it is your right to say you can speak to that. Meaning it is not for them. It is not for public consumption. All of you who are contesting, you people have to know what to say and what not to say. Don't allow the atmosphere to overwhelm you and evade your reasoning to the extent that you put out emotion instead of logic or understanding. So what has that got to do now? What's the political plus? If people say, anyhow, loving to the president. So tell me, for God in heaven's sake, what is the political plus there? What are you trying to get from there? If I were close to this madam, I said no. Even if they ask you on that show, don't say it. Don't say it. But I can understand because most of these people who contest in Liberia, and not only the elections, but once they reach to a certain place, they can listen to advice from their people again. They are so obsessed, they are so freaked, they are so soaked in this whole stuff. Honorable, honorable, honorable chief, honorable, honorable. So they evade their own sensitivity of the atmosphere.
Me, and then another one working pregnant for the president, and I've been strong in carrying myself. I think if you listen to the situation back then, I think 2020 when they said I was pregnant for the president, and they had a lot to say about me, and then another one working was caught with drugs, Heathrow Airport. So much have been said, and we need to ensure that there's a law that governs people who carry on this violation. The press media, the electronic media, those people, they feel like they have too much leverage to do whatever they want to do, and they get away with it. So if there's a fine or penalty associated with whoever you catch.
So here's another error. You people who are the advisors to these people, if they don't have media people, if they don't have political media people, that means you are a media person, but you also sensitive, you have knowledge in political science, and you have an understanding of political campaign, it's good. But if not, listen, it'll be bad. How I have not gone every part of the world, but I've been opportune to watch. I've had the opportunity to attend a couple of workshops on a number of things. Some of them, these how about election reporting and all of those. They explain a lot more. There are certain things you can say. There are certain things you can bring to the candidate's attention, given the context, and a lot more. There are certain things that the candidate or how he or she portrays himself, the features, you got to look at all of those. So if I'm close to this woman, if I were close to her, madam, you're going on the radio. That is a public broadcaster. Thousands of millions of people listen instantly. I am sure from my reading, you will be asked this question. Please don't answer, evade it most respectfully. Don't say this, don't say that. You can watch the white people. When the white man goes to a given place, he's talking, and when they ask him certain question, he will say, no, this is not for me to answer. My media person will answer. The media people will do that. They will address that. Not that he is not aware of it, not that she's not aware, but as far as he or she is concerned, that is not for him to say readily there in terms of the explanation for conviction. That if he attempts to do, if she attempts to do, it might cause some kind of stir, and then to create to do a damage control, it will be hard. Listen again. You can put it on the media people. You can put it on radio stations, newspaper. People come out and then they go. The radio station, the newspaper is the conduit by which the information goes to the public. So it is my understanding that she doesn't know how the media works. She has no understanding. But I can understand that she's been promoted. She was promoted in the past by the same media. And this is the same media she will use to reach to stardom. So how can it be?
The press media, the electronic media, those people, they feel like they have too much leverage to do whatever they want to do, and they get to ensure that there's a law that governs people who carry on this violation. The press media, the electronic media, those people, they feel like they have too much leverage to
Those people that feel like they have too much leverage. You're condemning the people. You are saying that even if I'm elected in the legislature, I will use my influence to muscle them, to stifle them. That expression, listen, they feel they have. And when that expression is used in Liberian context, I still I get it. You will know. And you're acting like you know. So, so you know what she has done? She plays the media against her. So what they're going to do is they will be looking for just the negatives on her. They're going to be more paparazzi. You have to know what to say as a candidate when you're doing a public address. Just talk what you would do, how you would do it when you get to the legislature, how it's going to be for you, the plans that you have. Forget about all those things. Oh God, man.
do whatever they want to do, and they get away with it. So if there's a fine or penalty associated with whoever you catch violating your right or intruding into your privacy, people will stop doing whatever they are doing. I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to say, oh.
So what Facebook that private in? Facebook that anybody personal house? Facebook is not personal. It's not anything personal. No. Here's the contradiction. Here's the irony. Prior to announcing these women, I'm about to go to the next one. They are open the line and then we zoom out. Prior to announcing their candidature, they did not say people were evading their privacy. They did not say Facebook was exposing them. They did not say the media was doing this or doing that. No. As far they were concerned, then everything was okay. Did you hear Woki Dolo and Priscilla talking these things? No. But because they declare their intention now, so they think there are certain people bad and they are good. So they're presenting themselves as angels. What I'm saying by this, it is going to take votes from them. If they will win the election, the margin will be by far low. This is not the way to run campaign. Nobody is interested in these things. You're telling the people what you want to do, how you going in, how it's going to be. Who responsible? If you put it on Facebook, if you put obscene photos there, call flashy photos, left star, you say that you're right. When other people are advising, oh, madam, what kind of photo you get? I saw some that photo, oh, sister. That photo didn't really represent you, man. Sister, take it down. You hear that, sister? Oh, who are you? Who are you that am right? Everybody living their life. Who are you to come tell me I'm gonna take a photo that I'm living for you, that you controlling me and your daughter? So when the time comes now, when you're vying for public space, and then somebody sees it and say, "This is a good weapon. We can use it against this lady so that she doesn't win." And then you come, you say, people evading your privacy. Facebook ain't no privacy, ain't no nobody property. Facebook is the whole world. The whole world. Now, what Facebook? Facebook is the world's platform for promotion, for amusement, for entertainment, for information. Everything the world is Facebook. People get on Facebook for information. People get on Facebook to be inspired. People get on Facebook to get one or two biblical quotes, philosophical quotes. People get on Facebook to get something. They get on Facebook to amuse themselves. It is the right of everybody. So how can a person who wants to be representative don't know what Facebook is in essence? That they're evading her privacy. Somebody, your privacy is your house. If anybody went to my house now and dig in and start to do things that bring information outside and they are caught, then the law will say, truly, you invaded the man's privacy. But anything beyond my house, anything beyond your house, ain't no private again. It's public. That is why you have to be mindful what you put on social media. You have to be mindful what you keep in your phone. Some of you got new photos, pornographic photos in your phone, all kinds of things happening all over the place. You don't know who is who. You don't know whether you can lose your phone at any time or you can leave it somewhere. Somebody can just get in a space of less than 2, 3, 4, 5 days. They get the certain things up. Some people are phone savage. They know how to search phone. In a twinkling of an eye, the information is gone. Just like I think it's a Nigerian star. I hear people talking about that, about a new photo. They just went on social media and now it's having a psychological impact on her. She's complaining. So tell me, the day she get ready and say, I want to contest for this position, you think that video will not come out? It will come out. That is why you are careful. You want to be careful what you put on social media. You want to be careful the kind of information or photos you have in your phone. Facebook ain't nobody privacy. Oh. Facebook they're not personal house. Facebook a public platform. You go there and do whatever you can do once you're not infringing on the right of another person. All right, let me conclude with her and go to Priscilla.
It's only men that violates women, or it's only women that violates men. No, for me, I've been violated both by men and women. Now, when you enter my district, my flyers has been taken down, has been covered by the incumbent, has been covered by other candidates within the district. And I filed in complaint to NEC, I filed in complaint to Copwell, and they have been doing some background check, carrying on investigation. And
All right, that will be doing it for that. So the next person is another female. We want to see many females, and the number has increased. The National Elections Commission told us 100 plus across will be contesting. But we're looking at a little bit in pieces of how they go about with their campaigning, the messages. That they ought not to put certain things in the message. They ought not to say certain things. They ought to understand certain things. Yes, Priscilla Cooper, she's contesting too. Have a listen.
My district, we have 4 women contesting, but it seems like I'm the only one. They come at me with all kinds of insult. You are angry with one person. I've not had the opportunity to leave. What I'm trying to do is to fix it. Or you come at me with insult. First and foremost, they will always talk about marriage. Oh, she's not married. She used that woman. Oh, married people are serious-minded people. And I tell them I will quickly take an unmarried woman who's qualified to represent me, then a married man.
On this one, Priscilla is 100% right. I side with her. It is wrong. It is uncivilized. It is immature. It is unresponsive. It has got nothing. The law did not say you should be married. The law did not say you should be a polygamous person or woman. The law say a Liberian citizen. The law did not say because you're single, so you can contest. That is not. If any one of you will use that against anybody, any female in the election, I can tell you, you vote for that woman. If people will use that and say, "Oh, she ain't married, so she can't be," those of you women who aren't married and those of you women who are married, you'll go for that woman. There are too many ways to there are too many ways to change people's mindset. Like the Lord, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Brooklyn would say, changing mind, changing attitude. You go by what the law say. We campaign on the law. The law did not say only married people. No, you can use that. You can bully people that way or female that way. There are too many men who are contesting. They are not married. The National Elections Commission did not say we're not accepting your nomination papers. You can't file in any one of your papers because you aren't married. Well, you get this whole thing of married, non-married in this country. It is wrong. Respect people for who they are. Respect them for their belief. Respect them for their position. When you are married, and when you stand before God, when you died and God resurrect you, when you stand before God, God is not going to ask you how many years you were married and how faithful you've been, or that you've been single or true. God has absolutely nothing of for those things. It is just for F. That's F issue. I should tell you, some of you who are Christians and you read the Bible, you go there. What did Jesus say? He said, none of those things going to be in heaven. None of those things. And the Bible tells us the only thing that the believers, people going to account of, is their service to humanity, the love for God and service to humanity. Those are the two cardinals. And that's why he put some of those examples in the Bible for people to see. Why are you bullying these women for? It is wrong. Why is that God? If the woman ain't married, her right to contest. The man who married, it is his right to contest. The woman who married, it is her right to contest. We're talking about the law and democratic tenet. We're not talking about how do I say there's a word halfway it will come to my mind. So just stop doing these things against these women. Respect them for who they are. They are entitled to their decision to marry or not to marry. The same way the man is entitled to his decision to marry or not to marry. There is no law that compels a person to marry. There is no law that says because you marry, you can get that position. If you did that and if you are a Christian, may I say to you that you have invited curse on yourself because God does not look at that. The very Jesus Christ, what did he do? He ate with sinners. He identified with unmarried people. He identified with married people. He brought everybody together. That's why he used the word family in the Bible, family. Everyone is equal in the sight of God. Everyone is respected in the sight of God. Don't condemn anybody. Don't vilify anybody. Don't look down upon anybody. As a matter of truth, you were down the line. You were down the line. You had a number of suffering, all kinds of stuff. People said all kinds of things to you before you even got married, before you even ascend to the position you ascended. And God was with you. God didn't condemn. He didn't join the people to condemn you. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Don't do that to these women who are contesting. You leave them. It is their right.
My district, we have 4 women contesting, but it seems like I'm the only one. They come at me with all kinds of insult. You are angry with the wrong person. I've not had the opportunity to leave. What I'm trying to do is to fix it. Or you come at me with insult. First and foremost, they will always talk about marriage. Oh, she's not married. She used that woman. Oh, married people are serious minded people. And I tell them I would.
No, that is not true. That is not true. Priscilla, I'm with you on this one. I am your lawyer on this one. I'm your counselor. I'm with you on this one. That is not true. That is not true. That is not true. They say, she said, the people say married people are serious people. That is not true. Who told you? Seriousness or being focused, determined has got absolutely nothing to do with marriage. Marriage is decision. Singleness is decision. Anything is decision. That's all. Organization. How one organizes himself and moves on with his life. Where is it? Where is it said that married people are the some of the married people, not all, not all. Listen to me carefully, not all. Some of the married people are bad off. You wonder when you hear something, you see something, you wonder why they didn't marry. Many just hide behind this whole stuff of marriage as if marriage is the absolute in life, as if marriage is the whole world and the only thing that God said. The man didn't get time for that thing. The man said it, the man said, a man shall leave his father and mother and cling on to his wife. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. Beyond that, you ain't saying any other thing. The only time he mentioned that again, when the disciples or some people came to him, Matthew 24, what did he say? He said, oh, all your thing about marriage deal, wow, wow. You're not going to be over there. The main thing that you ought to do, you ain't doing it. That's what he said. It's not going to be nothing like marriage. So you stop condemning people. Everything happened with people with time. Everything. If Priscilla isn't married, it doesn't say that she wouldn't. It only means that she isn't ready. And when she's ready, it's going to happen. Everything happened with time based on a person's decision and God's grace. So you stop condemning people, even besides this marriage thing. Everywhere people condemn people. Once the person feels that he has this, she has ascended to this place, she has attained this, so he or she start to look down on other people. And once you start to look down on other people, vilify people, condemn people, you are inviting curse on your very self because the very God who created you, he forbade it. So you want to stop. Go ahead, Priscilla.
Quickly take an unmarried woman who's qualified to represent me, then a married man who's equally qualified because the male gender, before you even take a deep breath, they will have 10 girlfriends, even though the person's married. But it's unlikely that you see a female having 2, 3 boyfriends, especially when she's entrusted. No, whatever actions you take, you should be held accountable. People are not penalized. We see people go on radio and try to stop anybody or try to level some allegation against you, and nothing's being done. Whichever action again, I would say you take, be held accountable. And so if people were taken to court, be prosecuted because of false allegation, people will desist. But you get on the radio, you say whatever you want to say, and then you walk free. That's the problem. Especially us female. It's an everyday thing. Accuse you falsely without getting to know you for I know you who you are.
Okay, so another thing, yeah, that I can say to that, and then we close. Just a piece of advice to these ladies: you'll be strong. Priscilla, Woki, and the rest of the ladies who are contesting, you'll be strong. I- You people are in a context, and every contestation has temptation. Nothing is on a silver platter. But if you can withstand these tests of time, if you can remain focused and determined, not giving in to distraction, but keep focused on what you have signed up to achieve, you're going to achieve it. You keep that determination, don't give up. You people, you women that the people say all these things about, yeah, along the way, you just ignore them. Because the more you talk about them, the more they feel that you are hurt by them. But if they say, and you aren't responding, you know that you are not moved by it. If they came insulting you, if they came saying all kinds of things about you, you ladies, you don't give up. You even join them to say, let me give you a classic example. A couple of months ago, Heron Costa came into the country, and then he had a news conference. He explained what he needed to have explained. And before then, he will write on his page referring to Unity Party people as Sanama swine. So what did Unity Party people do? They accepted it. They started calling themselves Sanama swine. They did not stop there. They went, they bought T-shirts all over the place. They put it on a Sanama swine. Since that time to this time, what happened? It died. But when you get vexed, and you start showing the vexation art, say, oh, that her weak point there. That's his weak point that we use it now. But they say Woki Dolo this. He say, oh yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, this. The next time they will not say it because they know you move by it. If they say Priscilla Kobo ain't married, then she wants to be representative. She not responsible. They say, yeah, I'm married. But single women can go in the house. Single women there. So let's flow along. They will shut up. They will not say it again. But you women, you only know all these simple strategies. In African context, the more they say something about you, you join them to say it. That's how you silent people. That's how you shut their mouths. But you get so timid. The people say they want. They say, oh, a weak point there. You know, in campaign time, people can be looking for the thing. They can be looking for your weak point. Once they get to know that what they can use. Okay, let's close it this way. That's how I thought to close the show. 0770. What have you to say about these two ladies and other ladies who are contesting? Like in Kakata, Magibi County, District 7, District 8, District 9, everywhere they have women contesting, but I do not know how it is. You know how it is. How the women are faring in your locale, in your district, wherever you are. You can also share that information if they are being bullied, if they are being subjected to a number of things that they ought not to be subjected to. You can share it. I'm not there. I'm only saying the ones that I know about, that I heard about. 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. How is it going in your area with the female candidate? One strong. They have one strong female candidate. Female, one strong one. I saw her displaying one time. I said, "Oh, that how the woman looking, she can look easy, oh." that how she can blast to 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. I think it's 100, 157. I'm not too sure of the number, but I think it's 100 plus, according to the National Elections Commission. Those who, the women who are contesting across the country, not a specific district, all over. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Your name?
My name is CC Patricia Seflit. I'll be joining from one country this evening, District 3, one country.
You people have women contesting, women or women contesting in that district?
I'm from Mosovale country. I came on a trip of the president.
Oh, so Maserati, which district are you from?
I'm living in the most abundant district, Mosovale country, District 4.
Are you aware of women participating?
Oh, yeah. My president was a female, Twakoko, Rosalind Twakoko Tennis.
Yes, that I know. But who else?
We have
Because I
Rosalind.
follow her on Facebook. She's saying some things too.
Yeah, she was not married when she got into power.
So
Yeah,
how are the people there, the males, how are they treating her in terms of her gender
Oh,
in
well,
these
for
elections?
District 4 in Mosovale County and all the incumbent, where especially people that announce them, when I mean announce, people feel that they are the people that are qualified to be contestant of Swako because she's the incumbent. Like, we got Marco Thomas, we got Monica Kamara.
No, Chief, I'm talking about female candidates. You got two of them complaining. Yeah, I want to know how they are being treated if you are in a given district. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I'm John Zaza from District 10.
District 10.
Yeah, District number 10.
And how many, if you have the number or you can estimate, how many women contesting there?
Well, for now, for what I've been looking, I've seen like 3 to 4 women for now for the flyers I've been looking at in my district. But let me speak to the issue. Hello.
I'm listening to you, sir.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank the women the two women for taking a bold step to participate in the electoral process. It's good that they take that with the male counterpart. But firstly, you were speaking of the social media issue. The one has to do with the social media. I'm just seeing it to serve as an advice to even those who have not entered politics yet, that you must be very careful as to what you place on Facebook. Because the thing there is that you don't know your future. You don't know what the future will bring for you. Like, see what is happening now that Fuki is in the politics and participating. So for those of them that are not into politics and they are there, let it be an advice to them that as you know what to place on Facebook, as you know what to post on the social media, because I don't know tomorrow. God will help me that maybe I might be yearning for the representative seat or the senatorial seat or the presidential seat. Okay. Now, the next issue there, the Constitution only provides that you must be age 30 for senator, age 25 for representative, and age 35 for president. In no wise in reference to you being married or unmarried.
All right, sir.
So let it be clear to the Liberian people, let it be clear to politicians, and let it be clear to those of us Liberians.
All right.
That
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. The Senator Tribune is my name.
Which district? Which district, sir?
District 11, where countrymen are being denied.
Do you know the number of women contesting in that district?
The person that was testing that no man for don't seem for you.
Mama, I say woman. I say woman that is a man called Thompson. That that 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 and have your say on Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1, Voice of Liberia 89.7, Kakata Magibi County, Voice of Liberia Bong, Voice of Liberia Lofa 0776 36 40 45. Just few calls, and then we can zoom out as the debate is ongoing, or if it hasn't ended or has ended. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Benjamin and you.
Good afternoon, sir.
And let me say good afternoon to the many Liberians follow your broadcast this afternoon. The names are Eric Nisewulo, Musun Wilson for the second, or person of Maryland County, and I join your platform this hour with District 13 at my business spot for the teacher 10 businessmen. yeah. Thank you for the teacher 10 businessmen. You know, I'll use all the more sales now to survive.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, but quickly, let me appreciate you for your talking point. I think you spoke lengthily. You see, our women got a big school, Vedra. You said it all, they got a big school. You see, politics is no joke. When you come in, people will critique you, people will use your own left against you. So just as you said, you see, Facebook, you got to be sensitive on Facebook. You got to know what you put on Facebook because you never know the future, what the future holds tomorrow. Anybody can change, they have the way of changing. Today you can say you hold it on today, but tomorrow things can happen. And you won't go on the other side, more so when it comes to the public glare. People will use these things against you. So our women got to be sure. They should not be using these things. You know, they can hold water, let me own it. They can hold water. All the people say they put that. And when it comes to Wiki, I think her live up with the she has. This is what she want to use. Because when you look at how she spoke after the media, you got a print media, but the way in her pronunciation, you know that she got no understanding of able because she fair in herself that she got a population or popularity, so she won't use it to say she won't contest. You know, this too is Liberia now. Anybody can be a representative. So I think we gotta be mindful. And when you come on the radio, we always listen to your pieces of advice. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice Thursday afternoon. Okay, so that will be doing it. there's something I want to talk about. I told you people about it a couple of days ago, and I've always talked about it, and you see it. It tells you that very many of the people, or some of the people, if not very many, that want to be legislator really are opportunists. All right. Let me just take these two. Good afternoon. Let's do it quick. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Lord. Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, this is Khan from 16 Buja in Mohammed Khan.
Yeah, Mohammed Khan and yeah, speak,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm saying,
Yes, sir.
let me applaud. I don't know what do you have any of your reporters from this Buja Island. You have if of us of Liberia having reporters from this, I want for you to please get
What is something is happening? An event is happening.
It's very, very much terrible. Okay? There's a situation occurring in
I'm interested in that information, but your line is cracking. Wouldn't you mind changing your position a little bit? Come in the open so that I can get you clear.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, like what I said, because if both of Liberia having any of your reporter agents,
yeah. So what is happening? What is happening there? What is happening there?
Thank you. There's a word man. I don't because we don't know his mean nationality. For me, I don't know his nationality actually, but you were driving a West Finland or chief. According to the information, I think he hit someone with a jeep, let's say the person passed or the person died. So this was driver, you were trying to escape because the
when that happened, when that reportedly happened.
Not too long in Douala area. If you contact anyone that you know Douala area, they want to create
what part of Douala?
I would say more besides around the beer factory and Memorial Inn.
All right.
Because even information that we're getting, I think they said the anti-Christ even run behind the driver because
okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the information. We'll do that. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Small making a broadcast. Thank you ever so much. Okay. It's moment in the studio. Man, wants to start a broadcast so early. Okay. Thank you ever so much for spicing up the show. This is what I said I should leave with you. I said many of the people who have decided to go into the legislature don't have a real intent for this country. They are thrilled or persuaded by what they hear from the legislature. The lucrative salary, the travels, all that they hear coming out of the legislature week in, week out. Some of them are so raw, they have no understanding whatsoever. And many, sorry to say if I'm sounding disrespectful, but please accept me. And if you brand me that way, yes, I take it as a compliment. But some of them are too raw and have no idea, just think that it is an opportunity to take advantage of. So you have many opportunities in this campaign period to go into the legislature. Why am I saying this? Here is one of those who has opted to contest, went through everything. The man comes at the radio station. He's being interviewed. The man is telling the female talk show host he cannot answer the question because the female talk show host did not refer to him as honorable. He hasn't gone there yet. He doesn't even know he will be elected. But he sees himself as already there. We accept the illusion. But it tells you that when such a person gets there, how it's going to be. Obsession for power is already being shown. The knowledge can be spoken of, which is the platform. The man insisting the same thing I'm telling you. I often tell you people that place, you're not honorable until you get there. And I have seen couple of posters, couple of placards. The people, they just put their name there. Alexander P. Johnson, Sarah J. Twe. It doesn't say if you attach honorable there or the short form. It doesn't say you are not contesting. You are contesting. The people see you. That's why you pull it up. But you aren't honorable yet. But you are honorable within your own creation, within your rep. But since it is a political setting we are in campaign period, you aren't. When you are elected, they have a way of inducting. As soon as that induction takes place, everything is processed. You are processed. You are processed into honorability. Your honorific is on you. So from that moment now, they say honorable, honorable, honorable. Until then, you aren't. But because somebody came out and just put it there, honorable on the banner, everybody over the time been running with it. Honorable, 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 honorable. You just in election period. Then you consider it honorable. What honorable are you? If you are already honorable, then why up for the honorable legislature? why up for it? Because you already honorable now. So you want to be two honorables? So the man sitting, the man telling the lady that he cannot answer the lady, insisting that the lady refer to him as honorable. You are listening to the people what he say, but this is not a surprise. So you see, that's how they just feel, oh yes, let me go there. So people will call me this way. Yeah, how I see the other guys in the BBG and everybody honorable, people walking behind them. Which is not by the ambition is good. But listen, you aren't honorable until you are elected, announced by the Elections Commission, certificated by the Elections Commission, moved to the legislature, you are inducted into office, automatically that honorific is on you as honorable member of the House of Representatives or the House of Senate. But you drop this obsession. The man sitting in front of the lady, telling the lady that if she doesn't refer to him as honorable, he will not answer her question. Then why did you leave? The guys are interesting, man. Thank you ever so much, man. I see you. That's all the time we've got to be with to be on the show, Bits and Pieces, on Voice of Liberia 104.1 Monrovia and Voice of Liberia 89.7 Kakata Magibi County. And also you can follow us on our online radio, www.voiceofliberiaradio.com, Facebook, www.voiceofliberiaonline.com, with keywords Voice of Liberia. Let me say thanks to Daniel Salif, Secret, who is in Kakata, Magibi County, making sure that everything is done on time perfectly. Secret, thank you for the commitment. That's what it is. With time, you're going to excel. Do it. Don't complain, and you haven't complained. You are more relaxed, comfortable. I like Sigray a lot. When you see Sigray is laughing, so he's more therapeutic, and that's good. Why are you talking seriously? You won't get a job done. Sigray laughing. Thank you, man. Sigray. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much for the commitment. And also, Dente, my producer with me in its studio, who is making sure that everything is done perfectly. Thank you so much. Small man came to broadcast. And may open the studio door. Go outside. And thanks ever so much for spicing up the show. We're back tomorrow.